this is going to be a special one. Welcome back to Matchday Live. Chelsea are into the Champions League final. 3-1 on aggregate, 2-1 on the night. Believe it, Chelsea fans, we are there. Celestine Babayaro, can you believe it?
It's unbelievable, mate. I'm excited. Chelsea came back in the second half and they were a different animal. Easily today, Kai Havertz would have ended up with the man of the match, with the golden ball. The kind of goals that we didn't score. If we were clinical today, N'Golo Kanté, I think I need to write him a letter to ask him what kind of water he drinks. Because that man did not stop running. Like I said, we came out in the second half a different animal. And I'm even lost of words. They did really well.
What an incredible Abby. I know that we've the last couple of weeks we've been getting carried away. We've been getting carried away for a long time. When we beat Atletico Madrid, we said that was the toughest draw to get in the first knockout stage. Then when Porto come out the draw in not an arrogant way, but you go, that's the draw that Chelsea fans want. That's the draw every teammate want. And you get past Porto and you think Real Madrid, but they're not the Real Madrid that we've seen before. They're not the Real Madrid of old. Half an hour into the first leg, I think we'd all booked our flights. I think we're all ready to go. The plane was getting filled up. And then all of a sudden the game shifts 1-1. You start thinking this is one of those tales where potentially you come back to regret it. Chances tonight again and again and again. When that second goal goes in, I would love to say I enjoyed it, but I think it was more relief than anything else.
Yeah. The sigh of relief I let out was so loud. I think if any of my neighbours have their children asleep, they are now awake. So I apologise for that. But yeah, just the best feeling that this is now a reality. We're going to the Champions League final. I can say that out loud now and just enjoy this moment. But yeah, we played so well in the second half. But as you mentioned, if we'd have been clinical with all those chances, it would have been even a quarter or half their chance. It would have been about 5-0. But it doesn't matter because we're through. Istanbul, here we come.
Pat Nevin, you were in attendance tonight, mate. This could go down as one of the most historic nights in Chelsea Football Club. And like we keep saying, I know we've said it a million times. The biggest disappointment tonight is that fans weren't allowed on the ground because that was special. But you were, so talk us through it. Soak it up for us.
Can I say thank you, Chelsea Football Club? Thank you, everyone that's chosen me to be the one who sat here beside Ben to be here for this. Because it was special, and I really wish I could have shared it with just about every single Chelsea fan. It was magical here tonight, even though they weren't fans. It was magical here tonight. Watching the display, and Ben was getting uptight during the commentary, and I was saying, "We're fine, we're okay. We're going to keep on getting chances. We're going to keep on. We will score another goal." Honestly, my biggest concern was it's going to be 2-0, and I went for 2-1, and I was so confident of our place today. Just now and again, it's very odd. Now and again, you look at a game, and as a player, Celestine will know it. You're playing and you're thinking, yeah, we've got this. You really do. And I really thought we had it tonight. Another big thing happened tonight, and it's happened over this tie. We grew up. We became something. The thing that we wanted to happen, that I thought would take 2 or 3 years, it's happened. Christian Pulisic is world class. He's not going to be world class. He's world class. Kai Havertz, it's there. I've been saying to you for a long, long time. It's not if, it's when. The when arrived tonight. He was battering Real Madrid's defence. He was treating them with disdain at a variety of points. I'm going to tell you something shocking, right? And this is going to surprise you, Celestine, right? The second most kilometres covered tonight was actually N'Golo Kanté. Second most. Can you believe it? Havertz covered more. It's extraordinary.
Really?
With that elegant run.
Really?
Yeah, it's astonishing. And when you're watching, you're seeing it. He's doing the front line. He's doing the whole job. By the way, see this false number 9 is a false rumour. He's a number 9 when he wants to be a number 9. Honestly, I could talk to you all night. I could go on all the excitement of it. See the feeling between their squad down there, which the cameras weren't always catching. I can only call it beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We have got a group of people around here that they're going to go so far. And, we're going to go all the way to Istanbul, right? We know that. But we can go so much further than that. I've rarely been so excited, not just for a game, but for a future of Chelsea Football Club. So well done, the women. well done, the men were there, and it's genuinely deserved.
I've got to tell you, you said right at the start of that to thank you to Chelsea Football Club, but we as fans and as the football club have to thank you and Ben, because the way that you describe game, Jason in that category as well, when we're not allowed to go into the ground, to have you there as a voice piece and to describe the action as well as you do, to give it the passion, the energy that Chelsea fans want. Thank you for doing that, because you are superb. No, we are, mate. We are very lucky. Celestine, like Pat said, this feels like the start of something for this group of players, because there's so many younger players in there. You know, we're talking Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Christian Pulisic, Reece James, all in their early 20s. This squad of players under Thomas Tuchel and the football club in general, it can go the distance, can't it? Absolutely.
I mean, after this tonight's performance, I mean, you know, the sky's the limit for the guys. I enjoyed the match so well tonight. And thank you, Pat, for letting us on the field, because we're not there. You know, as fans, we can't be there. But the way you laid it out down, and you know, I totally understood what you said. You know, yes, a few eyebrows were raised when Tuchel was appointed. You know, I have to give Frank Lampard, you know, a big up tonight, because he did an amazing job when he was manager of Chelsea Football Club. But, you know, I think Tuchel, he's taken this club to another level. You can see tonight, they came into this game with no fear. They defended really well. And like Pat said, you know, this team, wow. I think, you know, sky's the limit for them.
I think you're absolutely spot on. I'm sure Frank Lampard is one of the happiest people watching that team as well tonight. Him and Jody Morris have played such a huge part in the development of so many of the boys on there, and obviously at the start of the season getting us through the group games and stuff like that. But on top of that, Abby, you know, we've seen Cesc Fabregas, Ashley Cole, Didier Drogba tweet all this evening. When class recognises class, doesn't it? I suppose the big thing now is in 2012, when we were in a similar situation, into a Champions League final and FA Cup final, our league form did dip. I think we had 1 win out of 6 or 2 wins out of 6 in the last 6 league games. That's the importance now, isn't it? We've done this. This is brilliant, but we also do have quite a lot of work still to do in the league. We can't let that slip now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, got to celebrate tonight, of course, but then focus absolutely to playing Man City at the weekend and the games that we've got ahead, you know. But I think we've got that winning mentality now. Thomas Tuchel's got the tactics, so I really do think the rest of the season is looking really, really good. Also, I just wanted to flag, I just saw this tweet. Mason Mount is the first academy graduate to score for Chelsea in a Champions League semi-final. Pretty amazing. It felt very fitting that Mason scored, you know. That was amazing.
Well, like we said on this show, and every other Chelsea fan has said this from the start of the season, he sets the tone, he sets the tempo, he sets the standard for the teams around him. He's a man, he's 22 years of age, he's an academy graduate, he's worn the armband twice already this season, and he's going to be at Chelsea Football Club for a very, very long time. And that's the best feeling. Pat, in 2012, we had a group of players that I suppose have been together for a little while longer. They were full of experience, and perhaps, you know, not in a bad way, but towards the end of their career, we've got almost the exact opposite now. A group of players that haven't been together an extremely long time, a few experience littered in there, but mainly a very young, hungry team. How does that put us instead in the kind of similarities, but also the differences from 2012?
It's just completely different. 2012 was wonderful, was magical, was weird, but you know, we had to carry luck at a variety of different times, and we did. And that's part of the game, using it at the right times. And always up against, you know, I didn't think we'd get through the semi then, didn't think we'd win the final, right? So, but you do it, and that's because you're a class team that deserved it. This just feels something slightly different. You know, you look at sometimes dynasties being born of groups of players, and it's really rare. Remember, we had, you know, Frank, JT, and Petr, and it was a dynasty, and it was wonderful, but they're hard to put together. You need real top class players. There is absolutely the beginnings of that here, and we've got stuff to add, but it's very, very special. You know, I was thinking that earlier on there, 1 or 2 players might leave at the end of this season. Nobody will want to go. Nobody will want to leave this football club, because it's a joy to be part of. And you know, we might put 11 different players out for the next game. They'll be fine. They'll perform. They'll perform to a really high level, and they'll feel part of it as well. the excitement for the future is great. Let's leave that for the future. We've got a tough end to the season. We've got 2 cup finals. We've got really brilliant league games. I mean, we've got a hard run in, but we've got a chance to get into the top 4, which we would love as well. We almost said it and couldn't believe we were saying it a few weeks ago. This could be the greatest season in Chelsea Football Club's history when you add the women as well. So let's love every moment of it.
I am. In a minute, I actually am going to cry. This is too good.
You are absolutely right about loving every second of it, because we all know, and obviously football does pale into significance with everything that's gone on in the last 18 months in the world, but moments like this don't come along that often, and when sometimes you need a release, you need a distraction, this football club on the pitch has done that for us the last 18 months, and like you said, we're in an FA Cup final and a Champions League final. We could still finish third in the Premier League.
2 Champions League finals, mate.
2, you're absolutely right, Pat. Add to that, we could win WSL this weekend. We've won the Conti Cup already. I mean, can you imagine?
I'm not exaggerating. It could easily be the best by a distance season this club's ever had.
First club ever to have the men's and the women's team in the final of the Champions League in the same year. So for the first time ever, potentially, to win both Champions Leagues. And look, let's be brutally honest here. We're going to go into the final as underdogs. But we did in 2012, heavily backed against. Everything was stacked up against Chelsea. Celestine, I know we're getting carried away here because you're going to on a night like tonight. It's emotional. Everyone's so excited. Everyone's so buzzing about it. But when it comes down to it, this football club knows how to get things done in big games. You'll have seen it, you'll have felt it, you'll have been a part of it. What does it mean to go into a big game as a Chelsea player?
I've felt it. I've been there. I've done that, and I'm sure Pat has as well. That's why we're Chelsea Football Club. Going into this final, I think it's going to be an amazing final. Yes, we are going to be playing against Man City. There's no fear. We've beaten them already going to the FA Cup final. So we've shown that we can beat Man City regardless of what players they put on or they put out. So there's going to be absolutely no fear. Chelsea, they're on the rise, they're on the way. And I think that's the final in Istanbul is going to be an amazing one. And I can't wait.
Abby, I cannot wait. I genuinely cannot wait. Let's bring it down a little bit because we want to give something that's not just all of us rambling and gushing, because we want to try and give a little bit more insight. We've got Pat and Celestine here and yourself, Abby, to talk about exactly that and give us a little bit more insight into the game. Because the one thing that we'll all be looking at, the one thing that Thomas Tuchel will demand after this game, because he's a perfectionist and that's how he's got to the levels he's at. We had a lot of chances over the 2 legs, like with everyone saying it, but 3-1 flattered Real Madrid in essence. If we'd have come away 6 or 7-1 on aggregate today, it wouldn't have been an exaggeration because we had those chances. So that's the one thing, isn't it, Abby? Because when you play very, very good teams, and Manchester City are exactly that, you have to take your chances. You don't get away with missing 3 or 4 gilt-edged chances. You get punished.
Yeah, absolutely. Man City, I mean, like us, have been very defensively solid all season, so we might not get lots of chances. When we do get them, we absolutely have to take them, and that's the difference. That's how you win these big football matches. So, as you say, Thomas Tuchel, a perfectionist. So many amazing things to take away from today's game, but his animated reaction to the sidelines for quite a few of those misses will tell you he'll be saying to the boys, there is no way you can do that in a Champions League final. You absolutely have to be on your A game. But I do believe that we can do it, and the players will want to do that as well. You can see the frustration on their face, when they miss some of those chances. A couple were unlucky, but some I was just like, come on, we are literally throwing chances away now. So hopefully we'll live and learn from this semi-final, and the final will be something that we can all be smiling about from ear to ear, we hope.
We do hope. Celestine, we could talk again in depth about any player tonight, because I think there's so many contenders for man of the match, so many people that perhaps even above just the performance tonight, the performance over the 2 legs, the performance in the journey in general. But I'd like to get your thoughts, because I know it's a position that you played for a long time in the sort of the wing back, the full back kind of role. As Azpilicueta and Ben Chilwell, I thought both of them today, it demands quite a lot going backwards. But then when you're expected to contribute higher up the pitch, for some players, I imagine that's a lot easier to accommodate to than others. How did you find that in your career?
Well, I thought these 2 guys, they played really amazing game today. I mean, Cesar was so good going forward today, and he even got tired towards the end of the match. He worked so hard. I mean, I love Chilwell. This is the position that I played many years ago. When Chelsea bought him from Leicester City, I was so excited. I love the way he plays, the way he goes forward, and he's an amazing player as well, defending. Sometimes you get fullback players, they can defend and they can't go forward, or they can go forward and they can't defend. But with Chilwell, I mean, he's an amazing player. And and that's why he plays for the English national team. He's an amazing player, and I love him. And good luck to him.
Pat, there's so many players that we could talk about. I'd like to get your thoughts on Antonio Rudiger and Thiago Silva, because again, we're watching it through the TV and we're listening to your commentary, so we don't see it all. But the one thing that I did note, Thiago Silva, we know how much of a leader he is, we know what he does. But Antonio Rudiger, there was one moment, I think it was towards the end of the game, there was a cross from the left-hand side. He headers it away, and before he's landed both feet on the ground, he's screaming at the fullback and at his defensive line to get up. He is an absolute warrior, and it goes under the radar how important he's been for Chelsea over the last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I honestly, I do think he's the best, probably one of the best, if not the best man markers around. And again, don't say it lightly. His attitude tonight was absolutely phenomenal. There was a couple of times where the balls were played through and you thought, they're going to get, no, Tony's there. We're fine. It's fine. It's all right. Because he'll always get there because he's so fast, times it so well, and he loves defending. Sometimes loves attacking a wee bit too much as well, because he's hammering up that left wing there like a gazelle. But no, it was brilliant. You need a real defender, somebody who loves defending in your back line there. I have to say Thiago Silva was a man on a mission tonight, an absolute man on a mission. And remember who he's playing against tonight. He's playing against one of the best single strikers in the world, and he kept him very quiet for the vast majority of the game. He had a couple of shots, he had a header and he had a shot, but apart from that, he done an absolute number on him. But all the way through it, I agree with Celestine. Tonight, Azpilicueta had one of his best games as well for this club. To say that at this time in his life. But some of the stuff he was doing in the byline, it was Eden Hazard flicks he was doing. It was ridiculous. The turns, they're all doing them now. Pulisic has got a similar turn as well. And I'm watching Azpilicueta doing it, and I'm almost laughing, saying, "Stop it! You're not allowed to do that." So, I mean, the joy of that was great to see that. But I couldn't pick anyone out. I really couldn't pick anyone out. They were all 8.5 and above, and you need that. I'd say before the game, we need to be all on top form today. They were.
Abby, let's carry on with the Azpilicueta chat, because he is such an important figure to this football club. The way he represents it on and off the pitch, as a captain, as a leader, as a person. I know Lee Parker. We have Lee on quite a lot, and Lee's brilliant. And Lee speaks volumes about his personality and his character and how much he does for everyone around and knits the team together. But Jason's made the point in the past as well about it looked for a little while when Reece James is breaking through and you think, you might worry about Azpi. Absolutely not. He's important wherever he plays. Chelsea are better with him in the side. And also, Champions League is the only one he's not won.
Yeah, I know. But he's always amazing, isn't he? Every single time he plays, just the perfect leader and representative for our football club. I mean, what a man and what a player. Let's just hope we can get him that silverware that he's missing, Defensively is where I think we all are very comfortable, and where Chelsea will scare teams, Celestine. With a goalkeeper like Edouard Mendy and the performance he put in tonight as well. As a defender, you must have supreme confidence knowing you've got someone like that between the sticks behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Pat will tell you, as a defender, you need whenever you look behind you, you see a goalkeeper that saves loads of goals. Your confidence is so high. Mendy did absolute brilliant tonight. Saving those balls from Benzema and Modric as well. He did an amazing job today. A good team needs a good goalkeeper, and I think Mendy is doing really well.
I genuinely, Pat, we could do this all night because I'd love to go through individually one by one. So I'm going to do that a little bit, not one by one, but I do want to, because I know that before the game you spoke about Kai Havertz. I know we've spoken about him a little bit in here, but his all-round play tonight, you said about him being more of a number 9. His hold-up play is something that staggered me, because he's up against Sergio Ramos, one of the best centre-halves of the last 2 decades, someone that has literally won everything, 180-odd caps for Spain, 4 or 5 Champions League trophies, or however many he's got. Kai Havertz tonight bullied him.
He did, and he treated him with disdain. And he just had the ball, and he was running beyond him, and he was saying, like, "I dare you to try and tackle me. I dare you to try and run with me. You won't be able to do it." And they often talk about the arrogance of youth, and it's not. It's just super confidence. There's a difference between it, and he's got that super confidence. We've waited for a while for it to happen, but I've kind of seen enough flashes of it to know. But that was an entire game worth of against one of the best teams in the world, and against some of the most respected players in world football, in terms of what they've done. And he was. You come up again now and again. You see a game that's old versus new, and then new's fighting and then grabbing and scratching to get there. And there's a day that it kind of tips, and it tipped for him against Ramos. It tipped for Mount against Modric. It tipped in the first game with them too, but it tipped again there. And you're looking at me and thinking, who do I want in my team? And I'm looking at their team and I'm thinking, don't want any of you. And that's an amazing thing to say. With the quality players they've got, you offer them? No, I'm not having them. I'm happy with what we've got. And that's an amazing thing to say.
Luka Modric won a Ballon d'Or 2.5 years ago, and Mason Mount has run him all over the park over the last 2 legs. Has absolutely run him all over. Abby, we saw Kai Havertz take his chance on Saturday and obviously be rewarded tonight with his start, and performed extremely well. It seems very, very strange, but it's almost like a dress rehearsal on Saturday now. We know how important it is for Chelsea. We know how important it is for Man City as well. They could potentially win the league on Saturday. So it's a Champions League final warm-up. Who do you think's looking at that as an opportunity to perhaps get themselves back in the starting lineup for an FA Cup final or a Champions League final?
Oh, wow. I mean, everyone's going to want in on the action, aren't they? I mean, Tammy, I guess, will be looking at it. He'd love to get back in the starting lineup and score some goals as well. I mean, it'd be amazing to see Pulisic start. He made such an impact off the bench, wouldn't it? But it'd be amazing to see him start as well. And I'm sure that he'd love that. But I think, as Pat's touched on, our team at the moment, the depth of our squad is unreal. Whatever team we put out, like, I'd feel just so confident and so happy. So anyone, let's just go and win and make the most of the rest of this season, because it really could be a very historic one for our football club.
But bearing in mind as well that at the moment we've got a player in Mateo Kovacic who won Chelsea Player of the Year last season, still out injured, still to come back into the fray. You've got so many. Pat, I'm going to let you go, mate, because I think you're probably going to get thrown out of Stamford Bridge in a minute, aren't you? I mean, I know we'd all stay there until early now.
And I'm also getting daggers. It's amazing how many people want to talk to you when we've won. But it's been joyous tonight, and it's been great to be part of this. And God, I love this club at the moment. It's great.
Pat, it's always our pleasure to have you, mate. Take care, and we will definitely see you soon. Celestino, I do want to carry on for a little bit longer, as long as you've got the time to entertain us. Because again, me and Abby could be going till the early hours the way this is going. I'm sure if you're watching on the Fifth Stand or Facebook or YouTube at the moment, everything is going on. All the chat, the Chelsea chat, Chelsea WhatsApp groups will be going on to the early hours talking about this. And for the next couple of days, I'm sure everyone's search history will be Istanbul travel ban. Can we get tickets? When's it going to be on TV? Trying to see if you can get a beer garden spot sorted for you and everything. It's going to be madness over the next couple of weeks. But that's the kind of buzz that things like this do to a football club. And it's been a difficult season for fans to try and engage with football in general. It's been hard. It's been a distraction. But this, like Pat keeps saying, this could go down as one of the greatest seasons in the football club's 100+ year history.
Absolutely, this could go down in like Pat rightly said, it could go down like one of the best seasons Chelsea's ever had. Football brings joy to everyone, fans as a whole. it's an amazing night tonight for Chelsea supporters. Myself, I'm so happy tonight. Looking at Chelsea today, the way they played, and they played Madrid. No respect. They gave them no respect. And this are 13-time champions of the European football. Chelsea did an amazing job today. And us as fans, I played the game for so many years, but I'm a fan now. I'm like a number one fan of Chelsea. With the pandemic as well, football is just like a release for everyone. And I'm so excited for Chelsea fans tonight.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, Celestine, you've put yourself in an awkward situation now, because your first appearance on Matchday Live and we've beaten Real Madrid in the semi-final of the Champions League. So I'm afraid you're going to have to free yourself up for every game for forever now, because there is no way we can risk this. There is so much football ahead of us over the next few weeks. This week is going to be busy as well. Obviously, once the celebrations are finished on the fifth stand, Thomas Tuchel will be speaking to the press on Friday afternoon before a big Premier League / Champions League final warm-up clash this weekend in the Premier League. One final PL2 game as well for our development side, and a repeat of a game from a few days ago. Blackburn Rovers stand between us and a second place finish, so make sure you're supporting the boys from 3:55 p.m. and then it's Man City on Saturday evening. 3 points win them the league title. Not on our watch. We know what's going on. We've got a big one in a few weeks. Join us on Matchday Live from 4:20. Abby, this is the second Champions League final in a week that we secured. The WSL title is very much within our grasp as well. Obviously, 2-0 win over Tottenham a little bit. What a day, by the way. We've beaten Real Madrid in the semi-final and we've beaten Tottenham Hotspur. We're into 2 Champions League finals. You can win the WSL on Sunday. Just talk about Emma Hayes' side, because we had a little chat at half-time, but they have been superb and set the tone and also set a standard for us to match in every other department of the football club.
Yeah, I'm so buzzing. I'm sort of a little bit speechless, but I will try my best. I feel like Emma Hayes is just an amazing coach, and she's just done such brilliant things with the women's side and really built a winning mentality into them, and I'm so excited for them, the fact that they've reached the Champions League final as well, and then the guys matched it today. Yeah, it's such an exciting time for our football club, the best time ever to be a Chelsea fan. Yeah, I'm just so proud. I could burst into tears at any given moment.
Do you know, I completely agree with you, Abby. So I tell you what, let's finish it there so we can all go and have a little cry and celebrate as well in quiet. Celestine, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, we'll see you every game from now on. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
So there we go. Can you believe it? They've done us proud tonight. What a performance over 2 legs. We've beaten 13-time perennial winners of the Champions League, Real Madrid. Enjoy it. Soak it up. We are there. Chelsea Football Club will compete in both men's and women's Champions League finals in just a few weeks' time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening.